Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please welcome in Laura VanZee Taylor. Good to see you, filmmaker. Thanks for being here.
I'm happy to be here.
So, South Medford graduate,
I
had
am.
a film at AIFF. Congratulations.
Thank
it's very
you.
exciting.
Thank you. I feel really honored. AIF is a fabulous festival. I've been to several, and it's by far the best one that I've been to. They do a great job at running the festival, being organized, taking care of us filmmakers, and it's such a huge community event that every theater is just packed, which is a real treat for filmmakers.
Absolutely. And so growing up in the Rogue Valley, was
Yep.
film something you knew you were doing even when you were a Panther back in the day?
No, it wasn't. I was just a silly high school student back in the day. I don't think I knew
As
what
we
I
all
was
were,
going
right?
to do.
Sure.
And I went to college in theater and graduate school in theater, and then I went into the corporate world. I was a creative director for Hallmark Cards for many years. Yep. And then I was a stay-at-home mom, and then I sort of had a little mini midlife crisis when I turned 40, and I said, what if I always really wanted to do with my life? And I knew it was make movies, and so I went to film school.
Good for you. That's fascinating. Very, very diverse background there. I like that. Okay, so tell us about the film that just premiered at AIFF last weekend.
The film that just premiered, and it was the world premiere at AIFF, and it's my first feature-length film. It's a documentary, and it's called I Am Maris, and it is about an amazing young woman named Maris Degener, who for most of her life suffered from very severe mental illness, anxiety and depression that in middle school turned to cutting and eventually life-threatening anorexia nervosa that put her in the hospital by the time she was 14.
Wow.
And while the hospital cured her body to a certain point, when she returned from the hospital, the panic attacks came back, the anxiety came back, and it wasn't really until she discovered yoga that she began to heal mentally and emotionally and spiritually.
Wow. Okay, so what was the inspiration for this film? How did you meet Maris, and how did this come about?
Yeah, how I met Maris was I knew her mother socially in the community, and I knew of Maris. She was known as one of those perfect kids in our small town in the Bay Area, a star academic, a star athlete, beautiful, kind young woman. And her mother started posting Maris's paintings on Facebook. And I saw them, and they're beautiful, and everyone was saying, oh, she's so talented, look at those beautiful paintings. But the paintings were very dark, and to me, they said, something's going on there. There's some real emotional pain there. So I reached out to her mother, my friend, and said, is Maris okay? And she confided in me something that they were not talking about to anyone, which is what Maris was going through. And then I started reading Maris's blog, because as Maris started to heal, one of the things she started to do was write about her process. And I realized not only is she this beautiful painter, she is this excellent writer. So the original idea was just to make a short film where I took Maris's artwork and had it animated, and then had her blog, her writing, have her read it and do voiceovers with the animation. It was just going to be a little short film like that. And then as I started working on it, and I got to know her and all the people in her life, I started interviewing them, and it just became a bigger and bigger project.
Wow.
Until it became a feature-length film.
Okay, so what's next for the film now? It just had the world premiere.
Yes, it's sort of been a whirlwind and really sort of a fairy tale, especially for a first-time filmmaker, in that I finished the rough cut of the film last June, and I screened it at Maris's yoga studio and showed her yoga family and all her friends. And then I sent it to a very well-known Oscar-winning distribution company called Roco Films, based in the Bay Area. And they got right back to me and said that they wanted the film. So It was wonderful that they did that for the film. And at this moment, they are at several different places negotiating deals of how to get it out there so people can see it.
Exciting. So probably just want to plug the website, because people may not be able to go see it right now.
Yes,
yeah,
and I can't say where you're going to see it yet.
Ongoing negotiations.
Exactly.
Understood.
So if you're interested, and I'll tell you, anyone who's raising teenagers, any parent, I've heard that, like at the film festival yesterday, there were all these families there, and from little kids to grandparents were like, I want my grandkids to see this, you know, and a little girl came up and hugged me, and I want to meet Maris, and it's really inspirational. And 3 therapists came up to me, actually spoke up during the Q&A after the screening and said, I've never seen a hopeful, inspirational movie about mental illness. So thank you.
Very nice.
Anorexia is the most fatal of all mental illnesses. It has the highest fatality rate. So to see someone not only survive, but to thrive. I mean, she is an exceptional person living an exceptional life now. So it's a really, really wonderful thing to see.
People
sorry.
People would go IamMarisMovie.com, correct?
Thank you. Yes. IamMarisMovie.com.
Excellent. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg.
Right. Stay with us. We'll be right back.